Kingston Flemings might be the best point guard in the 2026 NBA draft. This is floor and ceiling. Let's break him down. Kingston Flemings is the type of point guard who can be a team's engine. Flemings is a blazing slasher and an advanced passer who won't turn the ball over while scoring from all three levels. He still needs to improve his three-point shot, especially in terms of volume, as I'll get into, but there's plenty to work with from the perimeter as well. When you stack his handle, driving, mid-range game, likely three-pointer, and passing, it's just very hard to stop Flemings. He has counters to most looks, and he plays very unselfishly while staying efficient. The Houston freshman's skinny frame needs to keep filling out, but he's also a capable and competitive defender. He doesn't want to get beat on that end of the floor, and he also creates steals. As for improvement points, there are two clear ones. The first, which I've mentioned, is that Flemings needs to keep taking more threes. He goes for too many mid-range shots right now, plus I'm not sure that he's actually a 38% three-point shooter going forward either. Then, Flemings needs to get to the free throw line more often. He's a good foul shooter, but he should get to the charity stripe way more given how much pressure he's always putting on the paint. Regardless, it's hard for me to keep Flemings out of my top 7 at worst. He scores in multiple ways, playmakes efficiently and creatively, handles the ball really well, defends enough, and he's scalable next to other ball handlers as we've seen with Milos Uzan or other lead playmakers in the NBA. In a best case scenario, I could even see Flemings' range starting at number 3, and right now he reminds me of names like Tyrese Maxey, John Wall, or in a lower case outcome, a more explosive Tyler Kolek. Flemings' rim pressure and driving is what gets him to the dance. He explodes past anyone, and he doesn't need a screen. But he is vicious either way when he rejects a pick. Flemings can make nail help feel non-existent, and really he's a walking paint touch in either direction. So far at the rim this season, he's scored about 66% of his field goals on 72 for 110 attempts. He excels at finishing with high scoops off the glass, but what I like the most is that he's not just full throttle all the time. Flemings plays with changes of speed and sometimes direction as well. His tight, manipulative handle unlocks his driving, so it's not just a matter of his burst. After he turns the corner on bigs, Flemings has the body control to finish in the paint, even though he's not the biggest, or as you can see, the strongest. This should look really good in the NBA when he plays even faster, especially when he's running in transition. Then, I actually think that Flemings' second best skill, if not his best skill, honestly, is his playmaking combined with his assist-to-turnover ratio. First, let's look at the numbers. His 34.6 assist percentage is incredible, and so is his 2.9 assist-to-turnover ratio, as I just said. Flemings is playing on high usage, and more than that, he's facing increased attention and defensive game plans now that he's really excelling. His assist numbers in conference games go up as well, while his turnovers drop, which of course is very encouraging. Then, looking at the tape, Flemings is just a versatile passer. He can make the right reads in transition, in the pick and roll, driving and kicking, and he creates threes and shots at the rim, which is exactly what you want. Flemings has highly functional playmaking tools, as the Houston freshman has a tight, reactive handle to pair with his twitch. These are some of the same principles that he uses when he drives to score, but instead, when he's twitchy rejecting screens and getting tons of paint touches, He can then accurately deliver jump passes, skip passes, and live dribble passes. Thinking about him in the pick and roll in particular, I really like how the Houston freshman reads the help. Flemings is always aware of what the last line of the defense is doing, so he really finds great shots for his teammates. Then I really like the idea of him playmaking the open court as well. Teammates might need to catch up to him, which is something to watch out for, but he's faster than just about every defender, and he's always putting pressure when he gets downhill. Now, looking at how else Flemings scores, I think his mid-range mastery is worth highlighting. Flemings gets to his spots off the bounce, really with ease. He finds it simple to rise into his pull-up, even when he appears off balance or falling away. The first-year guard uses that handle that I've been bigging up throughout this video to size up and then break down defenders. He loves to get to the right elbow in particular, but really, Flemings is just very comfortable with his midi. Looking at his numbers, Bart Torvik has him at 45.4% on far twos. That's on 97 attempts, with just 16% of his makes being assisted. And then I think what I'm really going to be watching out for, which I'm about to get into, is how this mid-range preference, so to speak, translates to his three-point habits. First, thinking about the strengths, I believe in Flemings' on and off-ball scalability. So far this season, he's 14 for 34, so that's about 41% on catch and shoot threes. Sure, that's not the highest volume, but the comfort level, tape, and past usage makes me feel comfortable. Flemings is a willing spot-up shooter. He's not amazing, but that's fine enough. He doesn't become useless when the ball leaves his hands, and he's played with other guards now and throughout his career. Quickly looking at his defense, I really do think that Flemings competes on this end of the floor. He's a dog, he chases his man off the ball, and then when he's working on the ball, he definitely makes multiple efforts to stay in front of his man. I think the concern here, which I'll get into, is that he gives up strength, and sure, that's true, of course, but I really do think that Flemings is decent at guarding with his chest and keeping his hands active as well. He doesn't get beat easily, which I think the tape backs up, and then the numbers show that he can produce as well. He's averaging near 2 steals per game, and his 3.6 steal rate is strong for a freshman guard. Flemings doesn't have too many improvement points or weaknesses, but I think one which I've brought up time and time again so far is that intersection of his mid-range reliance combined with his three-point volume or habits. At this juncture, I believe that Flemings' shot diet is slightly too skewed towards those mid-range and short mid-range jumpers. However, NBA teams, and especially NBA guards, shoot a lot of threes nowadays, and this is not Flemings' preferred shot maybe. At the same time, I don't think he shies away from taking threes, but he needs to get them up at a greater clip. And I think that he can be slightly predictable, looking to get into his mid-range shots. Maybe you can argue that his three-point volume will go up regardless based on league trends or coaching decisions, but up to this point, only 26.4% of his total shots have been threes, and that is pretty low for a modern NBA point guard. Then, going back to Flemings' finishing, I really think that has been great for most of the season. As I've made clear, I really buy his ability to put pressure on the basket. However, his free throw shooting needs to be higher, and his left-handed finishing has left me with a few questions. When Flemings drives, it can be more about avoiding the defender, rather than embracing contact and getting to the foul line. His skinny frame might play a role here, since that can impede him from getting a paint touch if he's knocked off his line. Flemings isn't really going to dislodge defenders or bully guys with his body. He gets past them with his step and handle, but on the rare occasions that gets neutered, then he's kind of taking shots in the paint or in the vicinity, but not exactly at the basket. Finally, thinking about his left hand, I don't think it's a glaring weakness at all, but there have definitely been instances for me that have popped where he's unnecessarily gone for the inside hand finish on the left side of the basket. Finally, connecting everything together and returning to the defensive end, Flemings' strength can be somewhat problematic. He's listed at 190 pounds, and maybe that's generous. At the next level, I do think that he could be moved around by bigger, bully-type guards. We saw some of that already this season against Darius Acuff. As I highlighted, Flemings does his best to keep his man in front, but that doesn't matter too much if bigger and stronger ball handlers can just drive through him or easily force the help. As always, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like. Make sure to leave a comment telling me what you make of Kingston Flemings. Make sure to subscribe to the Floor and Ceiling Substack, and make sure to subscribe to the channel as well. Take care, and I'll catch you guys next time.